Let's be real. Nobody says, I want to be a bass player when I grow up. Lots of kids fantasize about being a firefighter, a police officer, but never about being the 911 operator who dispatches them. Just like how lots of people fantasize about playing in a rock band, yet none of them dream of being the bassist. Even though first responders can't respond without the dispatcher and rock bands can't rock without a bassist, there's little glory to be had in either position. No one wants to play the bass, but someone's got to do it. And that someone's usually a guitarist who isn't good enough to play lead and actually hates the bass, but agrees to play it anyway so he can say he's in a band. But it doesn't matter whether you're a bass-playing guitarist or one of those rare weirdos who actually like the bass and consider it your main instrument. Either way, believe it or not, there are some benefits to being a bassist. Not as many as being a guitarist, or a singer, or a drummer, or even a roadie, but some. 7 to be precise. Number 1, band together. Being a bass player guarantees you'll never have trouble joining a band. Since everyone wants to be a lead guitarist or singer, they're a dime a dozen. But drummers and bassists are rare, making them both constantly in demand. You don't even have to be that good. Simply owning a bass guitar is all the qualification you're going to need to join most bands. Even if you've never taken a single lesson, if you've got a bass in your possession, you'll get invited to every jam session. Right now, there are a million bands out there that need a bassist. No matter how much you suck at your instrument, I guarantee there are plenty of guitarists who would be overjoyed if you joined their band. That way, they can go back to strumming chords instead of having to use an octave pedal to simulate the bass lines to their songs. There are lots of lonely guitarists out there, but not by choice. They mistakenly thought buying a guitar would automatically get them into a band and into the pants of lots of women. But since practically everyone plays the guitar, neither is likely to come to fruition. Bassists, however, are only ever single by choice. Well, when it comes to playing in a band. When it comes to playing with women, they're just as likely to get stuck alone with their dick in their hand. Number 2, left alone. Being a bassist means you'll always have bands wanting you to join them. But it also means having literally everybody else on the planet wanting you to stay the hell away from them as far as possible at all times. For introverted bass players, this is an absolute dream come true. When an introverted guitarist goes to Guitar Center, since the electrics are right there in the first and by far largest room in the store, it's always swarming with people. If that guitarist picks up an electric to try and has even the slightest bit of talent, within seconds, several of those people will swarm around him. Half will start asking questions even though he's still in the middle of playing and can't possibly answer them without fucking up. And the other half will begin requesting Stairway, not because they want to hear it for the billionth time, but because they think that's just what you're supposed to do anytime you encounter a guy with an electric guitar. Now, when an introverted bassist goes to Guitar Center, he gets to walk right through the main crowded area and into the teeny tiny little bass room way in the back that, at most, has one dude in it. But you don't have to worry about that dude making requests because 1, nobody wants to hear Stairway or anything else played on a bass, and 2, since he's an introverted bassist like you, the second you walk into the bass room, he walks out. But it's not just Guitar Center where bassists get ignored. Unless your name is Flea or Les Claypool, no matter how popular your band is, no one is going to recognize you anywhere you go. You don't even have to worry about getting noticed at your own shows before or after your band goes on. Hell, there's a good chance no one will even notice you while you're up on stage, including your own band members. So if you're an introvert, what I'm saying is to keep low note playing and low profile, you'll keep staying. Number 3, one note at a time. Based on everything I know, the bass is basically the most basic of guitars. They typically only have 4 strings, 1 or 2 knobs, there are no chords to play, complicated fingerings to memorize, or any of the other shit that goes along with playing a regular guitar. So, if you're too lazy and or stupid to learn how to play a real guitar but still want to be in a band, good news. I got 3 words for you. Bass, bass, bass. Bass, bass, bass. Bass, bass, bass. The bass guitar is the easiest rock instrument to learn to play. You see that guitarist over there strumming all 6 strings at the same time while pressing down on the fretboard with 4 fingers? Yeah, you don't have to worry about any of that shit. As a bassist, you'll be playing no more than 1 note at a time on no more than 1 string, requiring no more than 1 finger, which leaves you plenty free to flip off your lead singer for having a fling with your girl and for being a fan of Winger. Maybe you should bring her and the singer on Jerry Springer. With the bass guitar, you can make an entire career out of playing like 2 notes. Just ask Cliff Williams, Michael Anthony, or one of the other bassists who, for every single fucking song, just play 8th notes of the root of whatever chord the rhythm guitarist is playing. It's lazy, it's easy, but for plenty of bassists, it works. Number 4, stolen valor. I can tell the difference between a bass guitar and a regular guitar, but only because I know how to play them both. Most non-musicians, however, can't. To the average person, a guitar is a guitar, whether it has 4, 6, or 12 strings on it. which means that even though you're only a bassist, you can easily fool most people into thinking you play a real guitar. While flirting with some chick at the grocery store and she asks what instrument you play after casually mentioning that you're in a band 14 times, you can simply answer, guitar, and you're technically not lying. You're under no legal obligation to put the word bass before guitar. And if the woman doesn't believe you're actually in a band and demands proof, when you show her a video clip of you up on stage with your bass, to her it just looks like any other guitar. As a bassist, you can get just as much attention as a real guitarist, but without all that pesky practicing, chord memorizing, and whatnot. While you don't play the guitar, you do play a guitar. And as long as you don't accidentally use the word bass to describe the thing, no one but you is going to know the difference. Do you want to show off your love of music with a comfortable, stylish, and affordable t-shirt like this one? How about one of these? You can find shirts, hoodies, mugs, stickers, and other cool music-related merch at MusicBSharp.com. Not only are all products reasonably priced and of the highest quality, every order helps to support this channel. But, best of all, with your awesome new MusicBSharp merch, you'll be able to look down at every single one of your music-loving friends who haven't yet picked up any cool stuff from MusicBSharp.com. MusicBSharp.com. Number 5. Axed. For reasons beyond human comprehension, well, this dumbass human's comprehension, the guitar is sometimes referred to as an axe. I don't get why, since every time I've tried to chop wood with a guitar, the only wood that splits is the guitar's neck as it splinters into a million pieces, all of which head straight for my face. But what if you had to face a dangerous situation with your bass? What if you got into a fight with your bandmates on stage and you had to rely on your instrument to defend yourself? As the bassist, you're in luck. When an all-out brawl breaks out between the members of your band over who is responsible for fucking up the last song, you're ready to rock. For the first time today. The rhythm guitarist blames you and swings a Stratocaster at your head. With only 22 small frets on its short neck, you're easily able to dodge the Strat by taking a half step backwards. Then, when you counterattack, since your bass's neck is nearly twice as long, you have no trouble reaching the rhythm guitarist's neck and take his head clean off. The lead singer's only got a microphone, but he knows how to use it. Not so much when singing, but as a weapon. He slaps you in the face with it, which just pisses you off more than anything. You reply by smacking him in the face with the butt of your bass. Even though he plants down hard right on his face, you smack him again, just in case. 2 down, 2 to go. The drummer's only got sticks to use as weapons, but since he's protected by a fortress of drums and cymbals, you can't reach him with your bass. He starts chucking sticks at you like Chinese throwing stars. Pinned down, you use your bass as a shield, unsure of what to do. Then, you get an idea. You crank that bitch up to 11 and slap all 4 strings at once. The drummer, along with his kit, slowly vibrate their way to the edge of the stage. The drummer topples over it, followed by his kit, which lands on top of him, crushing him instantly. Now it's just you and the lead guitarist. You look over at him, and that motherfucker is still soloing, seemingly unaware that a fight had broken out at all. That's when you realize that it was he who fucked up the last song. Since you only ever use the E and A strings on your bass and never the D or G, you take them off and wrap them around the guitarist's neck until you tune him to D, E, A, D. In a pinch, the bass makes a great weapon. You can easily ruin someone's day by using your bass as a mace to cave in their face. But you might have to change your strings if you get blood all over the place. Number 6. Strong-armed. Another benefit of being a bassist is that you'll develop superior arm strength compared to both the lead and rhythm guitarists of your band. The reason for this is twofold. The first one is obvious. Since bass strings are much thicker than regular guitar strings, you have to push down harder on the fretboard. The result, over time, is strengthened arms and increased grip strength. But it's the second reason that really puts bassist over the edge. Since he often spends his Saturday nights home alone edging to Pornhub while other guitarists are out getting laid, most bass players develop superior strength in their arms. Well, one of them anyway. Between all the pressing down, slapping up, and jacking off, odds are you've got the strongest arms in your band. Sure, as a bassist you may be ill-reputed, but as the undefeated arm wrestling champion of your band, your winning streak will continue undisputed. Number 7. On the money. When you decide to become a drummer or a regular guitarist, you're essentially signing up for a lifetime of throwing money out the window. Guitarists can never own enough pedals, picks, and other accessories, and they all feel the need to own at least one 6-string electric, one 6-string acoustic, and one 12-string guitar, even though they only ever play their Les Paul. Drummers are equally hard to please. Their kit can never be complete. The drummer in your band might already have 14 cymbals, including an 8-inch splash and a 10-inch crash, but that won't stop him from blowing half his next paycheck on that sweet 9-inch splash crash he's had his eye on. You, on the other hand, got your bass, your amp, a cord, and a strap, and that's all you need. Aside from replacing your strings once every 10 years, you're set for life. At most, you may need to buy one pedal, but probably not even that. No picks, no capos, none of that shit. As a bassist, you'll be happy to hear that some basic gear is all you'll need this year and throughout your entire career. You'll be able to steer clear of developing severe gear acquisition syndrome, and at home, you won't have to hear an earful then from your dear girlfriend about all the money that you spend. As the bass player, there's a good chance you'll end up as your band's treasurer. Drummers and guitarists can't be trusted to hold on to the money because they'll just blow it on some new gear. The lead singer can't be trusted because he'll just spend the money on blow and a lot of beer. So you volunteer to be your band's cashier and financial engineer. With no fear, all members agree and cheer, hear, hear. As the band's new financial overseer, the second you get the cash box, it becomes clear you were being insincere because you instantly disappear. You're someone your bandmates will never again see or hear, and your bass is now nothing more than a souvenir of your former short-lived bass-playing career. As you now know, there are some great benefits to being a bassist. The bass guitar might not be cool or interesting or challenging or aesthetically pleasing or even sonically pleasing, but it is an essential element to any rock band. The least essential, but essential nonetheless. Just like owning a bass can offer you the potential to be perceived as a real musician, more or less. Being a bassist might not get you glory, fame, women, respect from the general public, respect from other musicians, or even respect from fellow bassists. But it will get you out of the house and into a band, give you massive forearms with G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip strength, and save you tons of both time and money. The only thing it won't save is assholes like me from making fun of bassists like you. But all you have to do is give that lowy of yours one hard slap, and that bat string will ring for an hour and a half, drowning out my talking, muffling my mocking, till I leave you alone and you can go back to rocking.
You're so annoying.
If you like this shirt, it's available in lots of colors and sizes at MusicBSharp.com, along with lots of other funny music-related merch. If you want to see some exclusive content or get early access to regular episodes of MusicBSharp, check out my Patreon page. And if you'd like to hear some of my original music, check out my album Denialism, or search for this dude on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever else you listen to music.